guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the second update in my project pan. The last month seems to have just gone by so much slower. I don't know why, but I have some things that I've made pretty good progress on, some things not so great. So I'm going to show you all the products and what I have used up. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you do, and subscribe down below if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They will be linked in the description box, and we're just going to go ahead and get started. I can't remember what order I talked about these products before, so I'm just going to grab them and talk about them randomly. I will either insert a photo or footage of the product at the starting point and then at last month, just so that you guys can see what it looks like and I'm not bringing my hand up to the camera like I did in my last video. So the first product is this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Pressed Powder. I've used this so much. I use it every single time that I do my makeup. Again, I don't do my makeup every day. I mentioned that in previous videos, so maybe you won't see as much progress as some people. I'm just not going to wear makeup every single day for no reason. I also don't set my entire face. I usually set under my eyes, my eyelids, and then I'll set like the lines in my face, like my forehead lines, my smile lines. I'll set any pimples that I have. I just don't usually set my entire face in powder. So this is where the product is at. Again, I will do close-up shots or photos. You guys will be able to see everything very clearly. I've definitely made progress, but I don't know why. It just seems like even though I dig my brush into this and I use it so much, I haven't seen a ton of a difference. Again, when I started with this product, I was already very heavily panned. In my last update, it had gotten to where it was completely used up around the ring, if that makes sense. And now we're kind of a little bit past the ring that's like in the center of the pan. In one area here, you can tell I definitely kind of focused my brush on that area just without really thinking about it. But yeah, this is the progress that I've made. I definitely think it could be better, but I feel like it just kind of is one of those things that you use and use and use, and it really just takes a while to use up. So that's where we're at with it. Hopefully I can make even more progress with this in the next month. I just feel like it doesn't really look like I've used that much, even though I use it every single time I do my makeup. I haven't used any other powders since I started this project pan. This is like one of the things that I've used literally only this product for powder. So next is my Tarte blush in the shade Partyyy. I'm a little bit more happy with the progress that I made on this one. I did hit pan on this last month, but you can definitely tell that it's expanded, and I am using this up even though it's taking a little bit longer, just because of the fact that, you know, blush takes a little bit longer to go through. I don't use an excessive amount, but I am happy with where we're at. I definitely think I'm making progress, and hopefully it should just continue to go faster from here on out since I have hit pan pretty decently there. Now this is the one that I'm most excited about. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is actually in the shade Light Bronzer, and this one I have hit pan on kind of everywhere. This is a product that I repressed, and I showed you guys that in my last video, how I had dropped it after my intro video and then I had to repress it, and I showed you guys that in the first update. Now I've actually made quite a bit of progress. You can see there's definitely different areas here where I hit pan on it. It's kind of just like splotchy, and I think that might be due to repressing the product, so it just kind of is coming out weirdly, but I don't really focus my brush in one area. I just kind of dust all around the pan, and this is just kind of what happened. But I'm definitely happy with the progress that I'm making here. I definitely feel like I've done pretty well. I think we might be able to use this up in the next couple of months. I guess we're just gonna have to see how it goes, but it's getting used up pretty quickly, so I'm excited about this one. Let's move away from some powder products and talk about my foundation. This is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. This foundation is a tiny bit deep for me sometimes. I did mention that before, I think. But I will sometimes just mix it with something lighter, or I'll brighten up with my concealer. But this one, I feel like I've made pretty standard progress on it. It's really hard to tell because there's so much buildup on the side, but when I look into the bottle and kind of just see where the product is settling, it's at that line where I marked it. We started where this first line is, obviously. Then last month we went down to here. Now this month, this is where we are. So I feel like that's pretty standard. It's about the same amount of product that I used last month. So I think we're doing pretty good on it. I'm just gonna keep using this up, and hopefully I can use it up in the next 2 months. Now we have my concealer. This one I'm a little bit disappointed in. I don't know why it's taking so incredibly long to use up this concealer. It's just crazy. But we started at the first line, obviously, and now we're down to where the second line is. I did introduce this last month because I was going through my NYX concealer before that. Now we're going through this one, and so this is where we were at last month, and this is how much I've used since that video. I really kind of feel like this is one of those things where just so much product comes off of the sponge tip that you don't need to twist it up a ton. If I didn't mention, this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in Neutralizer. And I really like this concealer. I don't feel like it's super full coverage, but it gives me enough. And I just want to use it up because I like it, but it's been sitting in my collection for quite a while. I don't know. I just feel like this is taking so incredibly long to use up. I've used it so incredibly much, and it's just down to there, which I don't feel like is a ton. But again, you just don't have to twist this up that often, and it just gets so much product on the sponge applicator. And this is one of those things where it pushes all the product to the bottom, so there's no buildup on the sides at all. So that kind of makes sense. Definitely feel like you get the most use out of your products that way. So I do like that sense of this, but at the same time, this applicator thing can kind of be annoying. Let's talk about the setting spray that I introduced last month. This is the CoverFX Illuminating Setting Spray. I feel like I've made pretty good progress on this. This is where we started when I introduced it last month, and this is where we are at now. I feel like it's okay. The thing about this spray nozzle is that it comes out so fine, like such a fine mist, and I never want to apply too much because this is an illuminating setting spray and it has almost shimmers kind of in it. Very fine, but still a little bit of shimmer, and that does kind of annoy me about this product. I love that it comes out in a very fine mist, so it's nothing crazy. It looks really beautiful. I don't think I would repurchase this though, and I do want to get it used up just to get it out of my collection so I can move on to other setting sprays, but I do feel like it's going to take a while to use up just because of how fine it comes out, and I don't want to apply too much. But yeah, this is where we're at. Hopefully we can make even more progress next month. I'm going to try to maybe use a little bit more and just see how it looks on the face. Maybe it'll end up looking really pretty. I just don't usually use that much. So that's where we're at with the CoverFX Illuminating Setting Spray. And let's talk about my perfume. This is a product that I'm thinking about moving out now because I mentioned in my intro that when spring comes around, it's warm outside, I'm not going to wear this anymore. It doesn't fit. It's not a spring and summer perfume at all. I wanted to see if I could use it up in those past 2.5 months before, spring really hit. Obviously, I didn't use it up. I feel like I definitely used a lot. Like, I definitely used over half of what's left, which I think is really good. And yeah, I used quite a bit up more the first kind of month or month and a half than I did since my last video. But I think that's just because I have been every once in a while wearing something different. And I also have been kind of forgetting to put perfume on every day, which is too bad, but that's just kind of how it goes. Also, if I'm looking down a lot, it's just because I'm looking in the mirror to see exactly where the product is while I'm holding it up. I don't know why. It's just kind of a habit to keep looking down in the mirror at the product. So I'm going to try to look up at the camera more so I'm not constantly looking down. But yeah, I feel like I did use up enough of this to where I'm happy with it. And like I said, I don't have much left. Maybe we can introduce this back in the fall and continue using it. I know that's kind of cheating and not really how it works, but I did say in my intro that I'm not gonna keep using this after, spring hits and it warms up because it just doesn't fit. It doesn't really make sense. I wasn't sure what product to introduce in place of that just because I feel like, I don't know, it's really hard to figure out what products are easy to show you guys progress with that I don't already have one of those in the pan because I kind of feel like I have a little bit of everything right now. But I thought I would introduce a gloss. This is the ColourPop times KathleenLights Moonchild lip gloss. And the reason I wanted to introduce this is just because I do only have one lip product in this pan. I thought it would be good to introduce a lip gloss. And also, this is one that I've really been wanting to use more lately and I always forget to use it. I really think this is a beautiful new lip gloss. And the formula is amazing. I love Kathleen. I just feel like this is one of those products that I never reach for because I always forget about it. And I feel like if I have it in my project pan, I'll remember to reach for it. I'll remember to use it up, get my money's worth out of it. And I do have so many lip products that it is kind of good to focus on one or two for a while just to, like I said, get them used up and kind of fall back in love with them. But there isn't really that much reason of why I'm putting this in the pan. It's just because I want to reach for it more and use it up because I don't want it to go to waste when I do really, really like this formula. I think it's a beautiful lip gloss and I just keep forgetting about it. So this is going to be one of those products that's going to be really, really hard to show you guys the progress just because of the fact that it's a lip gloss. So much of this product builds on the sides. And I'm hoping that as I continue to use it, because I haven't used this a ton, even since I've gotten it, that it will kind of, you know, separate from the sides of the tube and just kind of sink to the bottom. So maybe we'll be able to see some progress. I don't know what I'm going to do this month because it just looks like a full tube of lip gloss. So we're just going to have to see how it looks next month. And I'll try to show you guys some progress. But this is where we're at now. It looks pretty much full. Enough rambling about that. Next product is this Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. This is a little mini size, like I mentioned in my other videos. And I didn't mark this last month because I couldn't really see where I was at. There was so much buildup on the sides. But this is where we're at this month. So after about like 2.5 months, like I said, of using this, we are down to where the second line is. And I am pretty sure that I'm going to be able to use this up by the next update. So that's definitely a good thing. Maybe I will introduce another primer in after that. But yeah, this is one of those products that a little goes a very long way. So it does take a little bit longer to use up, even though it is a little mini size. So I'm pretty sure we'll be able to use this up all by next month if I just keep using it consistently. And that's really all I have to say about that. Moving on to a product that I used up. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. This is where we started. This is where we were last update, and now it is all used up, so definitely pretty uniform. Kind of made sense that I used up about the same amount both times, and I can't get anything else out of this. I tried to pump, make sure I could get it all out. So yeah, it looks pretty empty anyways, but you can't screw the lid off of this, so I couldn't really like turn it upside down and try to get all the product out. But I feel like, I got pretty much all the product out. There's not really anything left in here. I really, really love the Smashbox Primerizer. I've talked about that before. I think it's a great formula. This is a mini size that is 0.5 ounces. And it is $15. That is something I would like to mention. Someone pointed it out in one of my videos, how you actually get more for your money when you buy 2 of the minis versus a full size of the primerizer, because the full size is 1 ounce for like $42 and the mini is half an ounce for $15. So if you were to buy 2 of these, it would be the same amount as a full size, but you're only spending $30 instead of $42, which is crazy. I know that these are little plastic bottles and the full size is in a nice glass bottle, but I just don't really think that's necessary. Why spend an extra $12 for a nice bottle? I personally would just get the minis and keep doing that because it makes so much more sense that you get more for your money. Just a little tip to let you guys know if you were interested in trying out this product, because I do think it is a really, really great product. But now that I have it out of my collection, I'm going to go through some more, just use up some more of my primers and my products that I really like, because I don't need to go out and purchase this right now again. And I did talk about this in my empties video that I just did because I used it up. And so you probably know that already. If you saw that video, I kind of gave it away. Product that I'm rolling in place of that is a highlight. This is the ColourPop highlight in Wisp. Dang guys, I wasn't going to do a highlight in this project pan because I freaking love highlight, and it's one of those things that I switch up constantly. I love to wear a different highlight all the time. I just love highlight. I love to kind of play around with it and use different ones. But this ColourPop Wisp highlighter, the reason I put it in here is because, first of all, I've had this for a really, really long time. The formula might go bad if I just don't use it up. That kind of scares me because I really love this highlight. I've definitely used up a substantial amount of this already. It has definitely been used kind of down to the pan. But this is kind of one of those highlights that's almost like a putty, like cream formula. It's really hard to explain, but it's very moldable and it kind of moves around a lot, especially as you put your finger in there. So I feel like it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be kind of hard to see like perfect amount of progress because it's not a powder and it's not in like a bottle. So it's kind of going to move around a little bit, but I feel like if I use it a lot, we're still going to be able to see like a good amount of progress with this. Hopefully it won't move around so much that you can't tell. But yeah, Anyways, I'm not going to ramble about that. It's really hard to explain, but I really love this ColourPop highlighter in Wisp. It looks beautiful applied with the fingers, and yeah, I'm going to put this in place of the Smashbox primerizer. Now we're going to talk about my ColourPop lippie stick in Lumiere. This is the one they did in collaboration with KathleenLights years and years ago. This was her first collaboration ever, I'm pretty sure. And this is where I matte twisted up all the way. I definitely used a good amount since the last update. Still have quite a bit to go through just because lipstick takes so long, especially since I don't wear lipstick every day. Even if I throw a little bit of makeup on, I'm not always going to put on a lipstick because it's just, again, I'm just not the kind of person that wears makeup every single day. So I'm sorry if that's disappointing, but that's where I'm at in life. But yeah, I feel like I've made a pretty good amount of progress with that, so I'm not mad about it. Now we have some products here that I haven't made the best progress on, and I'll kind of explain why. But I'm just hoping by the next update I can make better progress with them because I'm kind of disappointed in myself this past month and a half or so. I feel like I've kind of been updating you guys every month and a half. I'd have to go back and actually look at my videos, but I was kind of spacing it out about 6 weeks just because I feel like I want to still be able to, be able to see a difference and not do it like at the end of every month at the same time. That's only 4 weeks. It's not that long. But yeah, we'll just talk about the eyeshadow palette first. This is the Morphe and KathleenLights eyeshadow palette. This is one of those things where I don't wear eyeshadow every day, and I kind of feel like that's why I said in my intro video that I wasn't really sure if I wanted to put an eyeshadow palette in this, but this is one of those palettes that I just really wanted to use up and get my money's worth out of it because it is limited edition and I can't ever buy it again, but I love Kathleen and I loved this palette. So, and I feel like it's really great for travel too. I just think it's a great palette all around. So I do feel like I've used like some of the neutral tones in this palette the most, like these 2 shades right here and then these 2 deeper shades down here. It's just that they're so hard to make a dent in because I don't wear a full glam look like what I'm wearing right now every single day at all. In fact, this is the most smoky eyeshadow look that I've done in a really long time. I just don't usually wear a ton of eyeshadow. And also, I usually just go for a more natural look. So I haven't made the best progress on this. Hopefully you guys can see a tiny bit of like a bigger dent in some of these pans, but you probably won't be able to if I'm just really being 100% honest. So hopefully I'm going to really try to do more fun eyeshadow looks in the next month. Even though this is more of a neutral palette, it does have some fun shades in it. I'm just going to try to do more different looks and play around with makeup a bit more, so hopefully we can use more of it up. Last product in this pan is one that I rolled in last month. This is the Leanne Grace Body Butter, and this one is really, really, really embarrassing because it's not like the eyeshadow palette in the sense where I have used it, but you just really can't tell. I actually have only used this like twice. It's really bad. I think the main reason is because it's been up here on my vanity instead of downstairs in the bathroom, which is ridiculous. Why hasn't it been in the bathroom? Because I would use it after I get out of the shower, but I just keep forgetting about it since it's up here. So yeah, that's kind of the main reason I haven't been using it. But anyways, we started right here at the top of this ridge and now we're down here to where this label starts. So kind of embarrassing, kind of ridiculous. But we're going to put it downstairs in the bathroom so that I can use it up quite a bit more by the next update. But yeah, that's all the products. Those are all of the updates on the products. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you do project panning. I would love to check out your project pans. I love watching project pans. They're so interesting to me and I love seeing what people use up. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. They are linked in the description box like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. That's everything and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!